All right, let's switch gears and let's get back into the real estate market. One of the greatest areas on the planet, Coronado, a place that I've lived for a while in a vacation rental as I've looked to buy a house. Thanks to this gal who's sitting right next to me, our good friend, real estate elite out of the Coronado marketplace, Miss Ruth Fisher. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you, thank you.
And
Glad to be here.
The mayor of Coronado, who I met at the military ball, which you got me into, Casey Tanaka. Good to have you here as well.
Thanks for having me.
First and foremost, thanks again for being able to MC the military ball.
You are very welcome.
That was a lot of fun.
We were pleased to have you.
I sat next to Casey. Could you tell I was nervous?
Well, you were nervous for the right reasons, though. I think you know how
No
important
kidding.
it was to us, and your love of the military was very evident to us. So I think that's why you were nervous.
Well, and you got these guys that are just clean, and they've served, and they've won all these awards. I mean, they're completely decorated, and here I am having not served. But it worked out well, and I really genuinely appreciate it. We had a lot of fun doing it. San Diego's a military town, so it's always fun to honor our military. Coronado, really a military town. You see the Navy SEALs guys training out there all the time. Got some cool stuff happening there, 125-year celebration.
We do, we do. It kicks off, well, the big kickoff is August 9th. That is our countdown to the 125th anniversary. So we're excited about that. We've got concerts in the park. We've got a concert on the green. We've got concerts down in the Coronado Cays. We have the Mayor's Ball, which will be December 11th, where our 3 local mayors, or Coronado mayors, will be hosting. So I wanted to find out how we get an invite to that.
Well, I know that the price tag is $125 in honor of the 125th. And
was it $124 last year?
No, it'll be $150 though in 25 years. But that's one of the selling points. And also, we're really lucky to have a chair. Lindsay Aaronsy is the chair of that ball committee. And then there are 3 living mayors of Coronado. I'm the 50th mayor. Tom Smizik is the 49th mayor, and Mary Herron is the 48th mayor. So between the 3 of us, I think that's about nearly 30 years worth of Coronado mayor.
Yeah, we're looking at some footage here actually of, I believe, some 4th of July.
4th of July parade.
What's going on for the 4th this year?
4th of July is fabulous. It gets kicked off with a swim in the morning. The parade gets started at 10 o'clock. We've got entertainment. We've got the Shriners. It runs all day. Then we go to the concert in the park at Spreckles Park, and followed up by fireworks at the Glorieta Bay.
Well, I couldn't imagine a better place to spend a 4th of July. You know, it's honoring our Independence Day. That independence was given to us by those who have served, and Coronado being a very big military part of not just the country, but San Diego specifically. A good event, 4th of July. Casey, as mayor in Coronado, what challenges do you face? I mean, it's an amazing place, right? I would assume that criminal activity is down, but what are some of the challenges you have ahead for you, and what's on the plate for you?
Well, I think 2 challenges that will always face Coronado, at least for the next 10 to 50 years. Traffic is something that, you know, there are really only 2 ways into Coronado, the bridge or the Strand, and that's an unusual setup for a city. And then we have 2 different big Navy bases, Naval Air Station North Island and the Naval Amphibious Base. So we have we like to say we have roughly a Charger game every morning and every afternoon that we need to bring in and bring off of our island. And if you think about the Chargers or the Padres, you have many different streets and avenues of approach. At Coronado, you have basically 1, perhaps 2 ways to get in and out. So traffic's always going to be a big issue in the city of Coronado. And then the other is related a little bit to some of the things we've been talking about, that because Coronado is such a desirable place to live, we have density issues where sometimes a person owns 1 house, and the financial drive to knock that house down and put up 2 is too much to resist, or makes great sense for the family planning of that unit. Yep. But if everyone does it, it's going to change the fabric of Coronado.
Interesting. You know, the one thing with the traffic, I've thought it not to be nearly as bad as I would have anticipated when I've been living out there with the house you sent me in, which is nice, right? And speaking of the real estate market, so Casey just mentioned an important topic, but what is happening with the real estate market in Coronado?
The market's very active. It normally is in the summertime anyway. We get a lot of people who are coming in, they come into vacation, or they vacation for many years and they love it. So they've decided to go ahead and purchase, whether it be a condo or a home, or one of the homes that Casey just mentioned where a house was taken down and they put 2 or 4 units. So anything that is in under 1.7 is very, very active. The high end, we're seeing cash buyers come in, which is very good because it shows the confidence of those with significant funds to put it into real estate. So they're making those purchases and they're putting it in place.
Yeah, you know, that's a good lead to follow. If maybe you don't have millions of dollars to buy a property cash, that if you're financing real estate, we just talked about some great financing options. The smart money is still getting in the game, and it's buying expensive real estate. But you know, what's surprisingly, there's actually other properties in Coronado as well that are affordable. Talk about Coronado Shores.
Well, and you didn't believe that when we first started talking about it.
Yes,
because I kept
thought
saying,
you were lying. She
I
doesn't
kept
look
saying
like a
how
dishonest woman, but
affordable it can be.
Yeah.
Coronado Shores, they've got studios you can get into in the high 6s, low 7s, 1 bedrooms in the 800,000 and 900,000. When you're talking about being a couple or a couple looking to retire, that's the perfect size. So very affordable, very easy to do. A lot of people, what they do is they go ahead and they purchase the property, and then they will travel during June, July, and August and rent it and get a high summer rental for their property, and it covers their property taxes, and they're doing it the right way because there's a 26-day ordinance in Coronado, so you can't rent it for less than that. But it's a good mix of and a good opportunity for someone.
Yeah, I hope people reach out to you. It's just good to get information about what's happening. Maybe you're just looking to rent in that market as well. Go to Del Coronado Realty. That's where you can connect with our elite out of that marketplace, Ruth Ann Fisher. Casey, 125th anniversary party. You going to be there?
Absolutely.
on a float?
You're going to be
I've been
in the
waiting
parade.
125 years for this party.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you for coming in here. I hope security wasn't too tough getting in here, but we just got to make sure we protect the mayor. Ruth Ann
Good to
Fisher,
see
thanks
you.
for coming in here as
Thank
well.
you, as always.
And I hope people visit out to Coronado 4th of July and support our Independence Day and the military who gave us those freedoms.
No better place.
No kidding. Coming up next.